I don't much appreciate you undermining my work, Minister. When have I ever not made a go of a job for you, huh? Is it so damn hard to extend a mind of trust?
Calm down. You know well it would not have been necessary had you completed your task in a timely manner.
I'll calm down when you stop braying your little excuses. How about that?
My, such aggression. We scarcely need add hostility to your list of inadequacies,
Ain't so sure you want to work for this imbecile, friend. There's more menial jobs where that came from.
Trooper Sealong, no mind. The individuality encouraged by Auntie's choice sometimes inspires employees to speak out of turn. How has your progress been? Have you acquired what we discussed? Excellent! Pleased that someone in my employ can be relied upon. Here, have one of my finest suits as a token of thanks. May it aid in your capture of hearts and minds.
Again, you gave away my job and told my replacement to send me home. That don't make me wayward, and it sure as shit don't make me unreliable. If this contract weren't staying my hand, I reckon you'd be answering to it right about now.
You mean grant preferential treatment to a subpar contractor? And I suppose the bits for such a procedure shall simply manifest from the ether?
And if I die or leave, how do you reckon failure to retain an enhanced soldier would look to upper management, huh?
Please pay this disgruntled employee no mind. What would she do without Auntie's hand to guide her if she were unemployed? I should think death a preferable alternative.
That's it. I'd rather be a down-and-outer for the rest of my life than crushed under your counterfeit leather boa boot a second longer. I quit!
What? I have done nothing to deserve such barbaric treatment. This is unheard of, and I might add, you'll not be welcome within Auntie's choice once more. We'll not take a contract shirker back into our fold.
So you say, but Auntie's choice ain't seen a trooper like me before. You'll regret counting me out. Till then, I hope you choke on your mock apple martinis. And you, I got a proposition for you. Come find me when you're done with this clown.
She will most assuredly regret her decision, most assuredly. Now, if you're quite finished urging others to assault my headwear, let's move on. The acquisition of this information is but the first part of my plan to bring our foes into the fold and to ensure my future. The second is my operation in Westport. Worry not. The culmination of my plan will bring me the tools to aid you in your endeavor to enter the Vox station. Westport is a shell of the bustling town it was prior to the invasion, though a handful of Protectorate naysayers still cling to it. My plan requires their conversion. Yes, it is a grim place. But the Protectorate hangers-on who remain there are anything but inclined to move on. Converting Westport's subjects will teach us much about the Protectorate mind. How it solves problems, what it desires, how it can be swayed. I've a kit of supplies to aid you, items to cajole or to dissuade. Sabotage the town or sway the citizenry, the choice is yours. Should pose no trouble for a go-getter like you. Westport represents a challenge. The challenge presented by the majority of the Protectorate. Fairfield citizenry were given ample incentive to fold, for they could see the freedom we offer firsthand. But the people of Westport are stubborn enough to risk death for their ideals and cannot be swayed by the lights of Fairfield. If I can convert them, I can convert anyone. Excellent. Here's the kit. Advertisement tapes, ambidextrine, assorted stimulants, free samples of Purple Berry Crunch, everything you need to wage war on the undecided mind. With that, I shall mark the locale. Begin with the vigilant Hogarth. Motivate him to depart, and his subjects will trot in file behind him woolly cow-like. Now, I'm sure you've asked yourself, for a task so involved, shall the reward be worthwhile? Well, wonder no longer. For the completion of this deed, I'm prepared to offer you an exact replica of my one-of-a-kind, limited production, gentle person's Oxonian. Then consider yourself officially deputized in the war to further innovation and the free market. Be forewarned. I can only guess at the needs of the denizens of Westport. You must engage with them, gauge their situation. Only then can you motivate them adequately. Do I look like Officer Carr to you? Guns.
The perfect ecosystem, the native flora and fauna, the pleasant atmosphere, and rich natural resources represent a fascinatingly complex ecological network. To govern it, the matriarch working with and through where, if each of us does our
Greetings.
best,
It is my esteemed pleasure to welcome you to Westport, once a shining testament to protectorate excellence, now a picturesque example of the evils of corporatism. But where are my manners? We do not have much, but please, let me offer you some victuals. Tut. I insist. Serving Unit 1. Something for the visitor at once?
Confirmative.
Perhaps you're wondering why I'd open my arms thusly for a stranger. Simple. As the guiding light for humankind, we always put our best foot forward, regardless of circumstance.
keep informing on your neighbors, same as ever.
I believe something still can be done. This town can be saved, its people given a reprieve. Were we to acquire the one thing vital to our existence, automech parts. What?
Comestibles served.
We of the Protectorate pride ourselves on our mech programming. Among the vigilant, it is even considered something of a sport. We are not miracle workers, however. Without parts to work with, we've no hope of remaking our mechs to do tasks beyond their initial functions. We need repair mechs, domestic mechs, not combat ones. Serving Unit 1 here is about as much as can be accomplished without replacement parts. Indoctrinatory falsity. If I can return the settlement to a reasonable facsimile of its previous glory, sufficiently functioning by employing mechs reprogrammed to repair and rebuild, the arbiters might see fit to penalize only me, commute the others' sentences, allow them to maintain things around here in the spirit of continuity and such.
Look around. If the Protectorate wanted to do right by you, you wouldn't be starving and wallowing in this metal quagmire. You want to help your people? Go to Fairfield.
Fairfield? Why, they're the reason we're in this mess. You'll forgive me for questioning such timely offers of generosity and kindness. No thank you, not interested. I owe it to every single person here to try.
The paradigm affords us a perfect life of contentment and plenty.
That's abundantly kind of you, though there must be something I can offer.
We sleep well at night. Work isn't
Enough to lead and inspire those who work there, once at least. I was previously the ranking vigilant on this island. Why do you ask?
We take a moment to rightly appreciate it all and thank The Sovereign.
Difficult place to saunter into. Station's off limits to anyone without the highest security clearance. For anyone lacking reason to be there, it's assured suicide. In exchange for the automech parts we need, I can provide you means to get inside. Never dream of such a proposal in days of reason and quietude. Yet such is the here and now we find ourselves in. Wonderful. My unavoidable march to the gallows feels lighter already. At least now my subjects will have a fleeting chance. The parts can be found at the Euphoria Coast Automech Repair Center to the south. But do not, under any circumstances, tell those stationed there why you need them. To get inside, you will need an access pass from the Ministry of Accuracy. Since we have all been marked as traitors, I cannot create one for you here.
A meticulously designed marvel where, if each of us
Farewell now.
produces glorious bounty for all. Naturally,
Have time for a chat, Commander? This is a delicate situation. You reckon we help folk here get back on their feet? Or do what the minister asked?
robust ecosystem, like those nettlesome raptidons, or the base individualists within...
Well, if we help Westport, the Vigilant has promised to get us into the box. Folk here could rebuild their community. Maybe. But it's only delaying the inevitable, if you ask me. If we convince these folk to join up with Auntie's choice, they can start new lives away from the Protectorate guillotine. They'd be grateful once they see what we got on offer. Plus, the minister's deal was clear. Do this, and he'll tell you how to gain entrance to the box. So you'd still get what you're after. The whereabouts of debris, right?
Just to offset any minor disruption.
Come on, Commander. Westport's damn near underwater, and the Protectorate are claiming everyone therein to be traitors. Barring some mass change of heart, it's a matter of time before these folk get struck down by their own. The Vigilant seems a decent enough sort, but he's just one man. You want to give these folk a real shot at living? Send them to Fairfield.
Record states as follows. All inhabitants are declared treasonous due to insufficient...
Assigned profession. Visitors, huh? Just meandering about, free of any appointed minder? Not so sure I ought to be speaking with you. If you need someone to talk to hereabouts, I suggest you seek out Vigilant Hogarth. That tall, stately building back yonder is his domicile. Oh, glad to hear. Probably sprung an important task on you afterwards, I'd wager. I mentioned to the Vigilant how I'd reset my chef mech to prepare meals to my liking. Next thing you know, he puts me in charge of repairing all the mechs in Westport. I mean, sure. All the underlying logic's the same, if you mull it over. I've been trained to run them big algae processing units, which were a fair amount more complex. It's just... subjects are expected to mind their assigned area and particular forte. So I was a mite taken aback. But I am happy to help the system abide any way I am able. I assume those are approved Protectorate announcements, correct? With everyone's neighbor prudence and the like? Sorry. Of course they are. Loudspeaker control terminal is in the proclamation station, a few structures over. One with the antenna. I suspect they go there. Not to indulge in idle talk, but things have been different around here of late. Not at all overwhelmed or terrified of dying, though, of course. The system abides.
If each of us does our part, produces glorious bounty for all. Naturally, sometimes challenges do arise.
Even if I did ever fall prey to such treacherous whimsy, you think I'd be fool-headed enough to admit it to a stranger? Look like I've been kicked by an automech or something? Void damn. Vigilant Hogarth's still here. No matter how bad it gets, keeps us going. Keeps us right. Folks like him prove the paradigm is aligned with the Architect's plan. Just gotta trust the rightful guidance of the Vigilance and the Sovereign. Think I care more about remuneration than helping my neighbor? Nah, I'd rather live in an honest-to-goodness community than be surrounded by them individualist backstabbers. Sure feel sorry for them. Maybe someday after we, utterly crush their forces and disprove their bent philosophy, we can show them all a right, better way to live. Why, things need to severely decline round here for me to even consider. Oh, shut my mouth. Could never leave our fine vigilant in the lurch. Fairfield. Well, probably should keep my voice down, but we lose power to charge our mechs. This place is done for. Final nail in the coffin, or similarly minded metaphor of your choosing. Not that the paradigm would allow that, of course. Curativist Row is a fine sort, pillar of our community. Might impatient, sure, but with how busy she is, we'd all do well to respect her time. Watch out for that Weintraut fellow. Talk your ear off if you let him. Kinda lonesome, but doesn't let anybody near his place for some reason. Even before the flooding. Everybody else? Decent enough, I guess. Well, mechs do all the heavy work for us in the Protectorate. Just like each of us, each type of mech has their assigned specialty. Takes a little doing, but you can readjust them. A combat mech can be reconfigured to oversee comestible distribution, for instance. Or mine or harvest crops. All you need is the know-how to retool their subroutines. And the right parts. Plenty of parts. Granted, reprogrammed mechs are never as efficient as those specially made for a role, but they get by, eventually. After a fashion. Outsider.
Strenuous or stressful, food is nutritious.
Greetings, potential customer. State your business. Initiating commerce.
The matriarch and sovereign chose Eden, the perfect echo. Appeared right out of the aether, just as I imagine our proud sentinels do. Like, here I am, your innermost thoughts are known to me, and nobody once hears from you again. Caught me reciting passages from a beacon to the cosmos, illustrating my steadfast fidelity. All subjects prosper under the guidance of our beneficent ruler, the sovereign. That part always hits me directly. To quote my personal log, an essential passage, rightful and true. Charlton Weintraut.
To govern it, the matriarch, working with and through the sovereign, devised the paradigm.
Why, that's wonderful. I'm actually quite relieved a fellow customer like yourself somehow saw through my carefully maintained act. Others in Westport fail to perceive my true nature. I am hardly one of the herd around here. A reference you'll no doubt recognize from those keen Auntie's Choice commercials.
Ecosystem, like those nettlesome rhapsodons, or the base individualists within Auntie's Choice. So don't fret,
Why, they are certainly inspiring. There's this one character who just laughs at danger, says he hand makes his own luck. Is that not the grandest thing you ever heard? You and I are just like him. Get up and go-getters. Say, did Auntie's Choice send you here? Don't fret, I am exceedingly skilled at keeping secrets.
For now, just to offset any minor disruption.
If I understand the subtext, that means yes. Dearie me, you are the first secret agent I have ever met. At least in waking life. Now, do tell, what is the latest word from the field?
Under protectorate law.
Really? What was he like? Bold? Assertive? With a wildly obstreperous theatrical air?
All inhabitants are declared treasonous due to insufficient zeal in defense against seizure, sabotage, and/or
An audacious proposal. Yet this place, despite its recent humidity, remains comfortable and familiar.
Disdain our sense of community. They sneer at our contentment.
With a full case, I might gorge upon such sweet goodness morning, noon, and night. All right, hand it over. Oh, but what would vigilant Hogarth say? What would everyone say? I can scarcely imagine it. Abandoning my community only to satisfy my gastronomical urges and risk-taking attitude. No, I couldn't leave unless Hogarth ordered everyone to go.
Led to terrible suffering. Poor dears didn't have the firm, benevolent hand of the sovereign to guide them. Here on Eden, we all enjoy the full luxury the paradigm affords us. A perfect life of contentment.
I'd say so, but I'm not some highly skilled subversive type or some such. You are. I'm certain you can find a way, somehow.
Work isn't strenuous or stressful. Food is nutritious and plentiful.
As a recent convertee to Auntie's Choice, I'd be honored to share my maverick, individualist perspective. Well, I can tell you someone who thinks he's important. Pinckney. Ever since he became interim chief mechanist, he's been crying day and night about that generator. If anything happens to that thing, I worry for his mind.
Subject to the most exalted vigilance.
Of course. Toodaloo.
Protectorate. We're all in this together.
Protectorate law, we are bound to inform you that you have entered a recreant locality. As follows. All inhabitants are declared treasonous due to insufficient zeal in defense against seizure, sabotage, or manipulative
Just good old fat. Subjects now abiding in Fairfield are free to choose any vocation they like.
These new official announcements sure are confusing.
This wildly unfair personal.
Got something on my mind. Did you hear that message over the loudspeakers about choosing your chosen profession? That Milverstreet fellow said in Fairfield you can, if I understood correctly, opt for any job you show proficiency. Could that truly be true? Or is it a base falsity foisted by Auntie's choice to, you know, undermine Protectorate subjects' unflagging resolve?
Buy for yourself. With Auntie's choice, your life will be transformed for the best.
Why choose just any choice when you could choose Auntie's choice?
Oh, and they hire you, too. You're not simply assigned a role, but you, I guess, need to prove competence? And maybe even expertise?
I'm afraid you've been fed a lot of
What? Oh, yes. Goodbye.
so-called superiors would have you.
Trust the plan, observe step progress, stay in the system, preserve the sovereign. Find course.
This restorative elixir.
Do the advertisements help Auntie's folks straighten up their
Of a
minds?
delicious taste. New from Auntie's choice. Where nature ends, we begin.
That didn't sound like prudence at all.
You some new glitz. Give Auntie 5 bits, and she'll give you a facial spritz. Your cohort rivals get sleepy after consuming a full
Admit I'm still cogitating over that offer on the loudspeaker.
War has forced you into an untenable position. You have no water. You have no food. Your medical support. As your roofs threaten to collapse atop you, and please.
Admit I'm still cogitating over that offer on the loudspeaker.
Cannot continue. Listen to your hearts. Come to Fairfield.
That's a right intriguing proposition. I do wonder what it's like to have a choice about things. If it weren't for Vigilant Hogarth, I do believe I'd scupper off to, well, you know where. Yeah. You convince him, I'm in. But I owe him enough I wouldn't abandon him for nothing.
local atmosphere each pollination cycle. That by the dozens surrounding most settlements, and the many other flowering megaflora native to the colony, and you have a recipe for gunky eye, dupe lung, post-nasal flooding, and worse. An easeful release from Arcadia.
That vacuous cacophony sets my teeth on edge.
Mollifying demulcent.
Ah, the itinerant stranger returns.
The most trusted name in exo-anti-allergenics. Too much Spacers Ale? Try Auntie's Choice Pep Pill.
Hello again. Here to help? Or just being friendly? Honestly? Well, I'm a reasonable judge of character, and you seem upright. On behalf of my patients and I, thank you. We're all grateful. Guess outsiders aren't all just base individualists like they say on the wireless. Barring this being some tricky sales strategy, that is. This is a good start, but I fear it won't last long. Wouldn't happen to know a reliable means to procure more, would you? Oh, they'd just take us all in? Provide us with all the food and medicine and housing we'd ask for, would they? Doesn't align with how I've heard them depicted on the wireless. You almost make that sound reasonable, under a highly skewed, morally vacuous light. Not seeing a wealth of options here at present. I can watch my patients die, then face execution, or we can resettle elsewhere and remain alive. I lean toward the latter. The abandoned section of Westport ought to have some supplies. Should be enough medicaments down there to help our injured survive the trip to Fairfield. It's perilous, though. Plenty of the structures below are still submerged. Others, ones that escaped being flooded, got abandoned once the Crabbles moved in. Those ought to have some supplies. If I were you, I'd try to sneak past the Crabbles out there. They seem rather territorial of late. All right, be careful out there.
Listen to your Auntie. They say they offer you direction, meaning.
You've returned. Don't know what we'd do if we didn't have you and the Vigilant looking out for us. Well now, that should do nicely. Thank you. Hope those Crabbles didn't give you too much trouble. I recognize these patients require more care than I'm able to provide here. Seems like in Fairfield, I can get them the help they require. The one last additional thing we'll need is for Vigilant Hogarth to agree to it. It's less a concern about disloyalty and more my respect for his abilities. He's a skilled leader, and we could sorely use his aid, from coordinating logistics to keeping up morale. I'll surely have my hands full with my patients. His presence on the journey would save lives. All right, be careful out there.
That endless yattering is more insipid than I'd imagined. Well, look who it is. What is it? Speak your mind.
Flavor-filled morsel is packed with the pep and pertinacity you need to succeed
Thought you'd agreed to help us, not those corporate heathens. Not my favorite topic of discourse, but I do like the cut of your jib. Very well. State your piece.
This war has forced you into an untenable position. You have no water.
But it's not everyone, is it? I'm sure it's not. The majority of my subjects are steadfastly loyal, resolute, right as rain.
Silent. This suffering cannot continue. Listen to your hearts. Come to Fairfield, bastion of the weary, and join the winning side.
Things are fine. Everyone's fine. They deserve better.
Freedom of choice.
Huh.
You want Auntie's choice.
They do, don't they? I've tried to tell myself it's better to die a subject of the Great Protectorate than live a life driven by freedom. But you may be right. Regardless, now that we're all traitors, they really don't need my permission. But if they want it, they shall have it. My former subjects are free to live an empty life with Auntie's choice. I'll make an announcement. Order them to depart for Fairfield. But I will be staying. My needs hardly matter. I am steadfast and shall live out my remaining days as a loyal subject. Adherents are expected to hold firm to the end. Such is the degree of our devotion. I suppose my duty to my people remains, whether here or in Fairfield. All right. I'll go, unsure how I'll endure such an empty existence. Perhaps, if I offer my old subjects periodic advice, our sense of community may somehow, despite the wiles of commercialism, remain. All right, then. Suppose it's time to make my announcement.
Our Recreate Reclamation and Artificial Additives Division has proudly announced its latest innovation, Slurrylose, a flavorsome new artificial sweetener made from the reprocessed runoff of industrial...
Attention, everyone. Attention. I, Vigilant Ogden Hogarth, hereby do order all subjects under my command to abandon the settlement of Westport at the earliest possible juncture. You are to depart for the township of Fairfield, safely and together. Once there, you are to appeal to local authorities for citizenship with Auntie's choice. Thereupon, you are thus and forevermore relieved of your duties as subjects of the Protectorate. This is a direct order from your Vigilant and is not to be questioned and cannot be countermanded. Now see to your preparations. I will join you shortly.
You've lifted my spirits right out of their doldrums. Our new guests have just arrived. Here, a considerable reward for your considerable efforts. Had anyone asked, I would have bet a year's pay against your capturing the hearts and minds of the denizens of Westport, and it seems I would have been out a great deal of bits. I've two minds about the convertees. Anyone with eyes can see they need guidance, but a pernicious system is not easily abandoned. Have you any thoughts? You may be right. Coddling these subjects will only perpetuate the paralytic state in which they live their lives. Sometimes reality is like a cold splash of zero-G brew to the face. Unpleasant, unexpected, but probably deserved. I cannot overstate what a capital compatriot you've been, my friend. Now be off. I've many refugees to see to. Plan is such a strong word. Let's call it a hunch. Consider this your first lesson in propaganda. Find whatever your target desires most and use it towards your own ends. Speak with Vigilant Hogarth in the building beside the saloon. He was in charge around here before we arrived. I have no doubt he knows vital information to the Vox's functioning. Now, should you ever find yourself visiting the ACS Undisputed Claim, do come see me. I've no doubt that when we next meet, I'll have risen 6 ranks, at least. Farewell!